Yo, what's going on, lads? Welcome back to another video. Meet the women who lost their partners to the Manosphere. I'm not gonna lie, I'm trying to actually understand what these women think the Manosphere is, because if my knowledge is correct, the Manosphere is just men that are trying to better themselves correctly. Because I feel like they get confused between the Manosphere and like, you know, Andrew Tate. Andrew Tate is not part of the Red Pill or Manosphere. That's two different situations. But let me hear what their definition of it is. I'm assuming it's straight misogyny.
Sweet, smart boyfriend got sucked into the Manosphere. That's from Bustle. Let me lay out this article for you.
Lay it out.
We've got some stuff to get through, just as we did in the segment before.
Let's do it.
At first, it's subtle, the article opens. Maybe it's a clip about high-value men or a TikTok breaking down why women should be more submissive. Next, maybe there's a YouTube video framed as dating advice that slowly slides into something darker. Then one day, your boyfriend repeats it back to you. Not as a joke, but as a fact. A new Netflix documentary, Louis Theroux Inside the Manosphere, explores how this kind of misogynistic content has inundated social media and infiltrated some men's worldviews. In it, the journalist interviews radical influencers who...
I'm confused. Do women not openly say, I want a masculine man so he makes me be in my feminine energy? I've heard that statement multiple times. Many a time I've heard that statement. Is that not? I'm confused.
About toxic ideas about dating and gender roles. Justin Waller, for example, says women...
The thing is, I don't think women have a problem with gender roles. I think they have a problem with gender roles that affect them. For example, a woman would never complain about a man paying on the first date. But the second you talk about the kitchen, now all of a sudden you're a misogynist. Ma'am, where art thou consistency? Let's make that abundantly clear. If you care about gender roles when it comes to you, it doesn't exist when it comes to me. Let's discuss this.
Have contributed nothing to society. He and other influencers such as Andrew Tate and Jordan Peterson claim that the world is set up to work against men. They say that becoming red-pilled helped them understand this more clearly, referencing a term from the Matrix in which you can take either a blue pill or remain blind to the truth, and take a blue pill and remain blind to the truth, or take a red pill and see behind the curtain. That's the opening of this article. And I actually wasn't really going to bring up the Louis Theroux documentary because I feel like it's been done to death, right?
It's
really hard to separate.
I'm confused of why they keep naming this documentary like it's like, oh my God, it was such a factual thing. I can't remember a woman did like went into the Manosphere and actually wanted to learn, as opposed to this guy, he genuinely went there to attack the men. By all means, if you want to do a hit piece, do a hit piece. But like, where art thou consistency? Because he made it seem as though, oh my God, it's crazy that these men are saying this about women. But then they never ask the women, why are you here, ma'am? And they never ask, why do these men always have women around them? You see? Because then once you change the narrative with that situation, all of a sudden it's gone out the window. You can't have any shame when it comes to the women.
Right, this article and this idea from it, especially in April 2026. As we're recording this, it's been everywhere in the last month or so. Have you watched that?
No, I haven't.
It's shit.
Are you avoiding it because you're like, oh, this is so
it just feels exhausting.
Fucked. Yeah, that's why I was avoiding it until now. And then I could not help myself but watch it. And my, oh my.
Yeah.
It's fucking terrifying.
Yeah.
So within
You see, this is what I'm talking about, bro. Like, there's no ounce of genuineness. It's so disingenuous. You know damn well that documentary didn't say shit. I'm not gonna lie, HS looked crazy, but other than that, the rest of them, it was standard procedure. Like, let's be real.
They lay out 3 stories from
they don't hide this energy.
Women. I'm going to break down a little bit for you. One woman dated a guy who started out really lovely and used to laugh at all of this Manosphere content, but slowly changed and said to her, when women receive gifts from men, it's prostitution.
Oh, wow.
She then goes on to write, it got to the point where I stopped seeing my therapist and telling my friends about what I was dealing with because I knew everyone would tell me, leave him. He'd say that my face was starting to look puffy.
So 1 second, a woman decided to stop seeing her therapist and stop hanging around with her friends as much because she wanted to be devoted to a man. Somehow that's the man's fault? Is she not a consenting adult? I'm confused. These people always try to make it seem like the woman has no agency in the situation. She's a helpless victim. Either women are equal or they're not. Like, you can't keep jumping over the fence. Oh my God, now I'm a victim.
And that I'd gained weight, which I couldn't do in our relationship. It was like he was aiming to hurt me. I'm a very confident, headstrong person, but I started genuinely hating myself. I was constantly walking on eggshells.
Headstrong, boss babe, stop it.
Around him and essentially apologizing for existing. And that's when I knew I had to break up with him. He basically said, okay, well, if that's what you want. I think that's what the Manosphere teaches you. Don't beg them to stay. Don't concede to a woman. Does that surprise you?
Look, I very long ago got into this deep, dark hole of Andrew Tate.
Yeah, and we've spoken about him before.
Who is this guy? Yeah, who is this guy? Why is he appearing? Like, what's going on? And to begin with, I thought, oh my God, this is so ludicrous, until I saw the amount of followers that he had before he got banned. and just how like well received his content was, as in the amount of engagement comments. When I was scrolling through, I thought this can't be for real.
Yeah.
But I think what happens is when you have someone like that has such a polarizing view and a view that's kind of easy to align yourself with.
I feel like he just told a lot of men what they were experiencing to a certain extent, of course, because, you know, society nowadays does try to push that men are like, they're like, what's the word? Defective women. And you need to fix men by, like making them more docile, ruin them, toxic masculinity, all, you know, the buzzwords. And he said, mate, own your life. You're you. Obviously, he said a lot of other shit, but
I hate to say that was a problem. Feel like they don't fit into any box. It's like a real, in my opinion, it's very predatory, and it
100%.
Yeah, and I mean it's the same as all kind of cults. I would say, in fairness, that's how I would describe his train of thought, as like a cult leader.
Yeah.
I can see how those perceptions or those views are normalized for that group.
100%, especially when you're impressionable.
Yeah, exactly. Do I think it's normal? Absolutely not. I think it's absurd. But can I see where it comes from? Yes.
Yeah, well, that's the thing. I mean, it's not new content now, so we're not surprised.
No.
It probably wasn't the right question to ask you. I've got 2 more stories, then we'll go a bit further.
Yeah.
This story was incredibly similar. He started out nice. This lady thought their political beliefs lined up when she found him on Bumble or one of the apps. She then says, there were certain social gatherings I felt like I could no longer invite him into for fear he'd bring up one of his hot takes.
Oh,
and then the last one, in this, the woman dating the Manosphere bro says, he'd sometimes ask me to come over and tell me what I should wear. Like, I want you wearing a skirt with stockings and heels. Send me a picture before you come over and I'll let you know if it's okay. The level of control he thought he had, if it hadn't been so funny to me, it would have been quite disturbing.
My whole thing is, these women choose to stay when these activities happen, but then want to play the victim 7 months later when they break up eventually. If you choose to accept this type of behavior, you can't then cry about it later, oh my God, I'm a victim. Ma'am, you knew what you were signing up for. Let's just stop this. Because they will say the same thing when you say, oh, I don't want my girl going clubbing when you met her at the club. You knew who bro was. You know what I'm saying? Like, let's stop this.
How do we stop this? What's your thoughts as someone raising boys?
You don't.
I think it's education. I also think it's, I mean, I said this before, but it's how you speak to yourself, how you speak with your partner, the type of relationships that you're modeling.
Aye, bro, don't piss me off.
Amongst your friends, the jokes that you're telling.
Yeah.
I think it's a language thing, if I'm honest.
If you know,
they love their language, bro. They love their language. I'm not gonna lie, women, you gotta respect the way they use language. I'm not gonna lie, I didn't see it at first. Anytime it's a behavior they don't like, they pathologize it and give it a name. Financial abuse, toxic masculinity, you know what I'm saying? Emotional abuse, emotional intelligence, mental load, flipping man's, whatever, what's it called? Man spreading. Man keeping. I'm like, what the hell? Like anything they come up with
either in a friendship group or at work. Yeah. Would you pull them up or would you feel too uncomfortable?
It depends what it is. Yeah. So I think where I come unstuck a lot of the time, and I hate to say this, is sometimes I dismiss stuff that I think is a joke because I'm like, that's so ridiculous. And so
you also just sometimes wild getting into it. Like,
yeah, but it's so wild that I'm like, oh God, that's gross. And I'll make a comment like, you're an idiot. Or come on, really?
Yeah. And then you'll think about it later.
But then I'll think about it later and be like, oh my God, imagine if that comment was like genuinely
because you take life too seriously. This is my whole thing. They will never have this energy for when theirs says the same thing. You know what I'm saying? It's always pathologizing when men say a joke to make them feel better. I'm confused. Like, you always want to call out behaviors that men do. Ma'am, mind your business. You don't have to live in it.
It was true. I mean, I trust and know enough of my friends to know that that's not who they are. But I'd be lying if I don't have friends in my own broader friendship group that have
the Australian accent is flipping annoying. I'm not going to lie. It's like at the back. Like, no. I don't remember the Australians talk like this.
Really?
Yeah.
Like, Claire Holt don't talk like this.
Everyone has people in their circle that they're like,
no, I think it's just the other one.
On every single thing.
Yeah.
There were lots of words within that article that really brought me to think about like this sort of glossary that exists inside the Manosphere. There's so many words like red pill, high value man.
The high value thing.
Oh, here we go with the buzzwords.
I cannot. What does that even mean?
I'm glad you asked, my friend. It's a reference to someone with superficial markers of value, including fitness and wealth. And I think that's a really interesting and successful way.
One second, did she say superficial as in fitness and wealth? My whole thing is, right, a lot of these women don't understand what high value means. For example, right? They will say a woman that makes a lot of money and like is successful in her career is a high value woman. Ma'am, the market dictates your value. You don't dictate your value. Okay? You and a high value woman and a high value man are nowhere near the same thing. Let's make that abundantly clear, right? The value comes from what the market will accept. For example, if a man has a lot of money and or is mildly attractive or even attractive, for example, and he's fit, he gets a pick of the litter. Easy pickings. If a woman is mildly attractive but she got bare money, man are gonna hit, but they're not wifing her, bro. Majority of the time, they're not wifing her for clear reasons. Behaviors mainly. And that's the difference. A man will wife a woman from KFC before he'll wife a rich woman that will, you know what I'm saying?
That these Manosphere creators have brought young, impressionable men into their world because they're saying, fuck the 9 to 5, fuck the system. I'm going to make you so much money. You're an idiot for working in a corporate job. Come to me. We're going to make money and you're going to live the life.
But
and
can I also say on that, I feel like fitness and wealth, to be honest, measures that are personal. I really do. Because I look at some fitness influencers that perhaps aren't ripped, unbelievably toned, don't have a six-pack, and they are so fit. Like they could run ultra marathons, but they don't have the physique that you're thinking of. When I see all this Manosphere,
because it takes years. It takes years and hard work to get to that
stuff. It's always
guys
the same. With six-packs, unbelievably tanned.
Do you know
not
why?
Everyone looks like that though.
I think it's because as much as what we were just talking about earlier of the value we've assigned to women that comes to their looks and being beautiful and dainty and youthful and all of that.
Yeah.
I think that values we've assigned to men in a very like traditional world is earning a lot of money and being really strong and big.
Yeah, but what is a lot of money? That's what I'm going to say. I think this, I hate to say it, but I'm like.
Yeah, if you're asking that Justin Waller guy on the show, he reckons he's worth 30 million and he's pretty happy with himself.
I mean, they're trying to make a joke. Bro won in life. I'm confused. He's got money and he's got a successful business and he's got a happy wife and a couple girlfriends and happy kids. I'm confused. He's a degenerate. By no means am I saying he's not a degenerate, but I'm saying he won. In his eyes, he won.
Yeah, but the average Joe isn't going to earn that.
I know, but that's how they bring these people in because one of the guys even in this show with Louis Theroux, he's like, I was homeless recently. And it's like, perfect. That's how you get people like that in. It's like, I'm going to give you financial stability. You're going to be
I mean, I guess, I think it just gives them a belief system. Like it gives them, a lot of men are purposeless. It gives them purpose.
Throwing themselves at you. It's so wild. Just to wrap this up, I've got two directions I want this to go. So I gave you the definition of the high value man. Now red pill. Did you know what that meant?
No.
I didn't until recently either, which I think is wild that neither of us knew that. But red pill, this is the definition. In the Manosphere, those who have been red pilled see the world as it really is, understanding the so-called real nature of women's behaviour and dating preferences. As researchers Megan Kelly, Alex DeBronco and Julia DeCook write, red pillers awaken to the truth that socially, economically and sexually, men are at the whims of women's and feminist power and desires.
So
they think that they're like the ones that have been hard done by in this situation.
I don't know where to go from that. I actually don't.
Shocking, isn't it? I'm going to end with a few comments. The first, so this was the comments on the actual post by Bustle.
I'm trying to understand what they're saying.
The parents sticking screens in front of their kids at age 5. Thoughts?
Absolutely.
It's all our fault. You're exhausted, aren't you?
It's exhausting. Who are the people following this content? I don't understand.
1 second. Objectively speaking, if you're putting a tablet in your child's hand by the age of 5, you are definitely part of the problem. What are we talking about? That's not even a question.
Stop. We just want you to stop. We're exhausted. Men reverting back to their default settings. They're showing their true identity. They hate women, which is great because they can date men and can leave us alone in peace. Right? I loved that one. And the last one, in the Manosphere.
Why are they acting as though men being at the default settings, quote unquote, is a problem? Just because you want a feminine man doesn't mean all men want to be feminine. I'm sorry to break it to you, ma'am.
Documentary, we learn that these men grew up without fathers or with absentee fathers. So a lack of male presence made a huge impact on their lives.
Of course.
How they could hate women when their mums were single mums who worked so hard to raise them is completely beyond me.
I don't think any of them hate women. People like to say this a lot. Just because they don't see women as equals doesn't mean they hate them. I'm not saying they don't respect women. They definitely don't respect women. But they don't hate women. Hate is a strong word that they like to throw around. They don't hate women. They do everything they do for the attention of women, if we're being real.
It's really interesting. One of the guys in this, I think it's that Tiggy Tocky guy, I can't remember his name. He talks about the fact that his mum would hate if he spoke the way he did on camera and in his content, she would give him a smack on the bum and be like, don't be a racist, don't be a bigot. It's so interesting that
don't be a racist, don't be a bigot.
I don't, this is exactly what I'm trying to say. I don't think that it really is. I mean, in some cases it might be, but I don't think it's predominantly a reflection of your upbringing.
It definitely is. If your mother didn't want to fight for your father, or if your father's alive and you know what I'm saying, you don't have a relationship with him, that will leave a scar.
Not alone anyway.
And it will be on the mother.
Isolation.
Or the father, whoever's left. Whoever's there.
No, I think often what happens is you feel lost.
Yeah.
Or you perhaps are different.
Yeah.
Or
And even if you might disagree with that, I'm not gonna lie. I think whoever stayed should hold the brunt of the responsibility of not continuing the relationship, like by like chasing the other parent down, and like at least attempting multiple times to have a relationship, or even getting other men or other men to help raise the son, because a son needs a father.
Predators come for you, as you said.
It's predatory. That's exactly what it is. They find people when they're vulnerable and they coerce them to believing that this is the way of life. It's a cult.
And they add things like fitness and ladies and money to their sales campaigns because that's a way to bring someone in who's feeling lost.
I mean, okay, let's think about this logically for a second. What man does not want fitness? Okay, no, fitness is a dicey one. A lot of men are fat. I used to be fat. I'm not gonna lie, I was obese. What man doesn't want women, and what man doesn't want money? Who? Besides the communists, leftists. Most men, you tell them those three things, or you tell them two out of those three things, they will run there for no questions asked.
Feeling worthless.
Exactly right.
It's so sad. One recommendation on the end of that is a book called Men Who Hate Women by Laura Bates. That was recommended a lot in the comments. And also just a shout out to my mate who runs Parasocial Club.
Men Who Hate Women.
I love that account. Please continue on. It's so
Do you love
good.
That as well?
I love it.
Oh, he calls out all the fuckwits online.
I love it.
And I love it.
Yep. It's so
Do you love
good.
That as well?
Oh my God, I love it.
Comments. And also just a shout out to my mate who runs Parasocial Club on Instagram.
Oh my God, I love it.
Parasocial Club. Okay.
Please continue on. It's so
Do you love
good.
That as well?
I love it.
Oh, he calls out all the fuckwits online.
I love it.
And I love it.
Yep.
And with that, meaty episode could have gone.
Anyways, man, I'm not gonna lie. Another episode of Delusional Feminists. I digress. But bro, I'm not gonna lie. These women, it's like they like to look at the surface level. They don't want to go into it because they don't want to see their faults. They will never admit their faults, of course. That's standard. But they never actually want to see why men have a knack for this. Like why they want to look into this. Why they are driven to this. It's never really. They don't care about the reason. They just want to bring shame, like to try and shame out of men, but it's not gonna work. But anyways, to each his own. I'm gonna catch you, man, in the next episode. I'm gonna see you, man, tomorrow.